Is Kentucky about to fire head coach Mark Stoops tonight? Well, we're going to uncover and break it all down here on the Big Blue Breakdown, episode 95.
Bet you didn't know there's a place where Kentucky football and basketball fans unite. Welcome to Big Blue Breakdown. Whether you bleed blue or just love a good game, we've got the latest stories, hottest takes, and a whole lot of hometown pride. Hit play and join the conversation. This is your home for all things Kentucky sports.
Alrighty, welcome in, guys, to the Big Blue Breakdown, episode 95 here. I kind of wanted to make this an episode because this possibly could be the biggest episode that I've ever done, and maybe live. I did want it to make it live so this can be very, very interactive, which I think it should be. Guys, it does seem like this could be the end of the Mark Stoops era. We're not going to make this very, I don't want to say organized or maybe show-like, but we're going to make this more conversational. But if you guys are joining here now and you want to get more inside like this and just cool episodes that we get to do like this, I guess, and good news for us, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment here. I would love to just be talking with you guys and talk about what is going on. So what is going on right now? Well, there's a lot of things going on right now. I will be, in the middle of this, I will be refreshing X about 45 times so we can see if there's an official update on Stoops and everything that is happening there, and what is there isn't a big update that just came out, and I will let you guys know about that. So let me see here. So some things that I want to run through here as we kind of just await news, I guess, and as I will keep refreshing here on X. So you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead. And tell you guys about the most recent news, and this comes from Matt Jones. Matt Jones of KSR. So Matt Jones is saying right now, this is the most recent news that we have gotten. The individuals who are making the decisions as to whether Mark Stoops will be retained are meeting as we speak and have been for a lot of the evening. When the meeting started, there was no final decision. So we have this right here, and then also from Justin Rowland earlier, not too long ago, we got, hey, he is depressed Kentucky fan. Hey. Oh, it's depressed Kentucky. Oh, what's up going on, man? I just sent you the link. I appreciate you coming in here. What's your thoughts on this right now? What do you want to happen? And just what is going through your mind right now, man? But the big news that just came out is the discussions are like, the main discussion is really happening right now as we speak. Matt Jones just tweeted about that, and like, this thing is very real at this point. But what do we know? As I just mentioned, that's the biggest news. That's the most recent news. What do we know? Conversations are being had. And this is another big one. All but 3 assistants' contracts are going to be expired this year. Mitch was not at the volleyball thing where they, whatever they do, the selection thing for the volleyball team where they actually got the number 2 overall seed in the tournament, which is pretty cool. He wasn't there. And that is big news where he usually is there and talks at those type of things. He was not there today. And so I think that tells you a lot. And then Matt Jones, if you guys go watch what he said in the KSR thing, kind of like what I'm doing here and trying to keep everybody up to date on what is happening. I want Stoops gone. He's gone. He's done a lot, but it's time. Yeah, I want sign as coach. We'll get into that, man. Yeah, I want sign as a coach too. Now. Yes, I don't think they won't. I don't think they will fire him though. Man, I sure hope I sure hope you're wrong that they won't fire him. But I mean, the conversations are really being had right now. Like, Matt Jones is reporting that we will get news tonight. Most likely, we will get news tonight. And here is what he said earlier today, which I thought was very, very interesting, and I very much agree on. He said, which is kind of a teaser to us. He said, "Stay ready." Right? I mean, that's obviously a teaser, and things that are moving now. That's kind of playing into that. But he said, like, if they were going to keep Mark Stoops, and this is going to be a positive for us here, if they are going to keep Mark Stoops, why wouldn't they have already fired him by now? Why wouldn't they have already fired him right now? Like, I feel like if they were going to keep Stoops, a statement would have been already released today about that. Out with Stoops, in with Will Stein. Yeah, that's my number one option. Let me go ahead and give you my the top candidates, I guess, right now. I guess everybody is talking about. That would be Will Stein. That is my number one guy. Obviously, John Summerall is at Florida. We can't do anything about that. And something that I said in a video that I did earlier today, I know Mitch Tuel, he won't do it. Man, there's a rumor that lawyers are meeting right now. Yeah, that was a big one that Justin Rowland said, Chester. The lawyers apparently got, and it got a little bit heated. So the lawyers were meeting, and so that just gives me the estimate that something is going down, and it looks to be pointing towards Kentucky having a new head football coach in 2026. But the top candidates here would be Will Stein, who is the OC at Oregon right now, and then we would have Brian Hartline, who is the OC at OSU, and his brother was a quarterback here at Kentucky, quarterbacks coach now at Kentucky. Two guys that are having very, very good success at where they are at. And then Dan Mullen. Those are probably the top three targets right now. Dan Mullen, obviously, I think is, I don't want to say the worst of those, but a little bit of a stretch. I think if you get Will Stein, Brian Hartline, that's a big hit, right? That's awesome right there. There's a rumor that large. I just read that. Sorry, but yeah, it does sound like though. I mean, something big is happening right now as we speak, guys, and I think that's pretty good for us. I'm gonna go here and see if anything else has been updated. Dylan Ballard just posted a thing. It said like, strap in. This should be interesting. This should be really. I would love to see if they would just get it right here, and so we can have a different discussion. But just to keep you guys up to date, so the discussions are happening. Lawyers are involved. I think we are going to get a yes or a no, at least. I'm saying at the very, very least by tomorrow. To me, in my opinion, if Stoops would be gone, he would have already been gone by now. I mean, not gone, excuse me. If they said that he was going to stay, that would have already been made clear. Mitch loves Stoops too much. It's like what happened with Cal. I'll be shocked if he does it, but I hope he does. Yeah, I agree. He has a really, really good relation with Stoops. I think just there's too much noise. There's too much. There's not going to be enough support. I heard on a tweet that came out. There's like Rowland was saying that these different this different group, these different donators, I guess, definitely want to push towards getting him out. And Mitch and Stoops can keep each other company in an empty Kroger Field next year. Yeah, I agree, Chester. Like, who are they going to? They're going to have zero support if he comes back. Zero support for the football program, and they're going to be saying about the money, like, they can get rid of Stoops with the money. I promise you, the school has the money to get rid of Stoops. I can guarantee you that much right now. But as we sit here and wait, again, the big news, if you guys are just listening here, I appreciate you guys tuning in here. I see 26 of you guys are in here right now. This is the most recent news, and this is the biggest news, as Chester has said here. It's very, very simple. But Matt Jones tweeted out, the individuals who are making the decisions as to whether Mark Stoops will be retained are meeting as we speak and have been for most of the evening. When the meeting started, there was no final decision yet. And it does seem like there will be, in my opinion, there will be news, some type of news tonight. But I know it's I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot, but things are in motion. Things are in motion to get him out of here. Okay, things are in motion. Lawyers, I mean, all these different little things. Mitch not showing up to the selection thing for the volleyball thing. The lawyers, the different discussions people have had, and now the people who will make that final decision whether he stays or he goes are meeting right now and have been meeting for a very long time. So it does seem like we are going to get an official yes or a no very, very soon. And I very much like that right now. So speaking of, so I think to me right now, 80%, there's an 80% chance that he will be fired, and that's just my opinion. I really, really like that. I think that there's a big chance that he goes. Then you have to start looking at who do you bring in here. Again, I still think Will Stein, Brian Hartline are my favorite two right now. Something different to change up the culture. But what happens if they decide to bring Mark Stoops back? What happens? Well, the fan support will be possibly zero. Zero. And then who would want to come play at Kentucky right now? How would they retain players right now after what you have done? What have you done in the last 3 seasons at the University of Kentucky? What star player in the portal? Kevin the Bacon. Rumor is he will be let go tomorrow morning. Well, I could definitely see that. And that probably most likely is true. Now I obviously, so here's another way that I've been looking at it. Here's definitely another way I've been looking at it. And I keep kind of repeating myself here, but again, if they officially are saying like he's going to be back, there's no really discussion about it, they would have already have done that. And that pushes me almost firmly to believe no negotiations are happening to get him gone. And so right, or at least earlier today, the less info that we got, or the no announcement that we got, was probably good, because now we're in a situation where it looks like they're going to be finalizing him being gone. Do you guys have any questions? Matt Jones just said that it's tonight or tomorrow. Yeah. As they're saying, like it's going to be either we're going to get that decision tonight or really early tomorrow. It's going to be in the we will be talking about Stoops returning or a new job search in the next 10 hours. I don't want to say that 10 hours. That's a long time. In the next 15 hours, we will be talking about that. I can guarantee you. In the next 15 hours, we will be talking about that. What I don't want to happen is nothing be said tonight, nothing be said tomorrow, and then after all that, I start to feel that he's coming back. I think the patience or the lack of news today was good. Now we're heating up. Now we kind of want that news because we know what is set in motion. Now, if there's no news, I'm kind of thinking that he'll be back. But as of now, there's a lot of news coming out. I'm going to go back on here, see if we have anything new. Let's see here. Don't see anything. I mean, it's okay. I posted on Cast Sports some details of the meeting and where we are. If you like such thing, it's too long to post on here. Everyone involved does know, however, that signing day is Wednesday, and most want a final decision one way or the other tonight. So that was coming from Matt Jones again. I think that there is too much now, too much talking, too much negotiating for him to come back. I think it's a done. I don't want to say it's a done deal, but I think it's a done deal. Um, I'm just ready. I'm just ready for it to be over. So because it's gonna be a quick turnaround. Like whoever we get, and this is why so many coaches got here today. Today was fired. I want to say fired, was hired today. So they can go and jump on the recruiting because the recruiting is going to be big here. The transfer portal, whoever Kentucky gets, is going to have to start in the transfer portal as soon as possible. So you fire him, I guess, tonight or whatever. You make that official. And then I would say you have a good list of guys here. I mean, I don't want to, even if excuse me, mess up more words there. Even with John Summerall out here, you still have a lot of really, really good options. So I have no panic in me about the possibility of getting a really good coach. I have no doubt in my mind. There's a lot of really, really good coaches on the market right now, or that can be on the market. So that's one thing that I really, really like, and I'm not worried about. But I would say my short list here of two guys, Will Stein, Brian Hartline. Will Stein would be my number one candidate. I love him. I love what he's done. Brings something different to this team. And if he would be able to retain some of these players, I think that can be very, very good. But, I mean, do you guys have any questions or anything that you guys know for sure? Head on a swivel says that I'm looking at might need to make a pot of coffee. Matt Jones on Mark Stoops buyout. This is Matt Jones on Mark Stoops buyout. I don't think the money can be raised from boosters, so I think it'd be a university decision to make the change, which likely requires different financing. With it, I'm not certain how money will be raised and questions of appetite. This is why we are waiting. So I guess the money, like, not necessarily the lack of money, but who is going to give that, or I guess who is going to give that money? Is the university willing to pay that money? But man, a lot of movement in college football, especially in the SEC today. It's something. But I mean, I'm refresh demon right now on X, so. Yeah, I mean, nothing really right now. Again, our last piece of news was, as I said, with Matt Jones. Negotiations are happening, and it does seem like right now that the university would have to be paying for his buyout, and are they willing to do that? Because the donors, like the Crafts, they're not donating towards a firing. They would be donating towards players and new facilities and such. So this would turn to a university thing, and I guess you got to get them. And that's what might take it a little bit longer of a process than we think right now. But that's what we've got so far. I'm going to try to keep you guys updated as best as possible. There is like a big chat room going on X right now. That is, I think, has a little bit of inside information. Yeah, it is. Like Dylan Ballard posting some interesting things, like the strap up GIF, but a lot of really, really interesting things occurring as we speak right now. And this is really weird because it takes all the attention away from the humongous basketball game that Kentucky has on Tuesday. I mean, a must-win situation. Speaking of that, if you guys will, tune into that tomorrow. We're going to be breaking down that game. Obviously, we're going to have to, no matter what happens tonight or tomorrow, we're going to have to kind of shut that down just for a little bit. I'm not saying there's not going to be an episode about it. Shut that down for just a little bit so we can really focus in on that North Carolina game. And then we're always going to have a 7 episode, but I don't want to mix the two together. Give them both equally the same amount of respect and coverage, I guess, as you could say. But news should be piling in again, I think in the next 15 hours, we will know something of what is said in this, whether that be positive for us or negative. But he has to go, guys. It's simple. He has to go. I want to see in his last, 3 years? 3 years? I mean, obviously, so he's won a total of 9 games in 2 years. He went 4-8 last year, 5-7 this year, and then I believe he won 7 games in he won 7 games in 2023. So that would be a total of 16 games that he won in 3 years. He only won. I just want to see this. If I can look this up, how many SEC wins has Mark Stoops had in the last 3 years? Looking it up here. But yeah, in the last 3 years, Mark Stoops has had 11 SEC wins. That's not right. This is counting from 2023. What is it doing? Man. Trying to see here. Okay. So this year, obviously 5-7 with his total. He's 82-80 at Kentucky. So let me say this one thing about Mark Stoops. We'll have like a full episode like saying like thank you Mark Stoops, all this stuff here. But I just want to say this. He started in a very bad position. The first couple of years was not on him of having bad years. He was put in a terrible situation, having to turn things around. He turned it around. We got a couple good, solid, consistent years. Then we were like consistently making a bowl game, and then we hit like 9, 10 win years, a couple of those in the span, like 2018, 2021. And then you got these really, really big expectations after that where he just completely went downhill. 7-win season, 7-win season, 4-win season, 5-win season. It just seemed like it progressively got worse. And the 7-win seasons with the teams that we had should have not been 7-win seasons. Should have been a lot more than it was. So definitely should be better. And just the style of play, the in-game coaching hasn't been there. The SEC wins are most lacking by a ton. Where we've only had 2 SEC home wins in the last 3 years. Didn't have one last year. That's the type of stuff that will get you fired. And I believe it's just really, really time for him to go. Just got a text here that Stoops is the all-time winningest head coach in history of Kentucky Wildcats football program with an overall 72-78 in 12 seasons. So I'm just playing. But yeah, I mean he is the all-time winningest head coach, but there's not. I mean that's great. That's great. He's done good things here. He brought us to a point, but it feels like he got us out of this big old ditch, right? Got us to new heights that we had never seen in a long time. And he's just putting us back down into that ditch, into that grave. And that's why he has to go, because we need a fresh start. We need a fresh face. This is the longest tenured guy in the SEC. He has to go. The play style, he isn't. I mean, from 2022 till now, I mean, that's been, 3 years? I mean, 4 years, 4 seasons. He hasn't been able to adapt to the new college football. And after 4 years, you should be able to do that. He hasn't done it. So, which that leads to him, and he has to go. We just need a new face in here. That's really, for the most part, what you can say. We have more news. Okay, more news here. Matt Jones speaks on the status of Mark Stoops and his future. My expectation is we hear something tonight. I would say tomorrow by the end of our show is the latest possible moment. If I had a bet, I think a change will be made. Bang. I don't want to say bang as in he's gone, but when Matt Jones says, I think a change will be made in the next 15 hours. I don't want to say that I was right on that, but possibly tonight a change could may be made or will be made. You got to believe it. This could be the end in just maybe a couple hours. That's crazy to really think about. So that was the latest news. That was the latest news per Matt Jones. He expects news tonight or at the very latest by 12 o'clock tomorrow. By 12 o'clock tomorrow. And Stoops did make his statement. I watched the press conference. As I get another text here about Mark Stoops. He's 0% chance of him walking away, but of course he is going to say this, and the reason he is going to say this is because he wants his money. If he walks away, he doesn't get this. By the way, the $37.7 million that he will be receiving. So why would he walk away from this when he knows that he could just be fired and get $37 million to do that? And of course, like, why wouldn't he do that? I don't blame him in that aspect. Like, why would I exclude myself from this situation when at the very, very worst, you fire me, you pay me $37.7 million in 60 days. And the reason that we are even having these conversations right now and why he's not already fired is because the dumbest contract of all time by Mitch Barnhart. This should have never, like, the cow and the what's going on? Mark Stoops is only working with $1 million. What do you mean? What do you mean he's only working with $1 million? What do you mean he's working with $1 million? Like, it's like getting $1 million for players, King Kentucky, which just sort of confused. But it's the dumbest contract. We wouldn't be in this situation if it was a smarter contract by Mitch Barnhart. We would already be out of this tough situation. There is 11. What's going on, Mark Stoops? Mark Stoops is only working with $11 million. I'm not sure which in NIL. Oh, okay. Well, I got you. I mean, is that for sure the number that we had? It probably is 11 million. Because we spent a lot of that. Are the rumors true? Unofficial sources are saying that he's already been fired. Just haven't announced yet. So I'm just going by really KSR and Matt Jones because I think that's the most reliable source here. There are some other sources that he probably has been fired. Jack Pilgrim just posted out starting to get some real movement on Mark Stoops' future at Kentucky. Could we know tonight? I'm just trying to see here. I mean, it could be settled, but yeah, it could. That definitely could be something, Steven, where nothing has been completely publicly announced, but it could be like there. Stoops quit. Quit. That was the least competitive game of his career. Yeah, and that's what, if it's true, he's doing well competing with schools that has 18 to 23 million. Well, I wouldn't. Here's the one thing that I wouldn't. Here's the one thing that I wouldn't agree. So it's Stoops the problem, or is it Mitch? Well, right. I would say it would be Stoops. I mean, let me say this, King Kentucky. Look at Vandy. Look at Indiana. Indiana is historically a basketball school. You've seen how bad Vandy was forever. It was simply due to the lack of coaching. I know it took Clark Lee a little bit to get it turned around. He got it turned around because he knows how to coach. And so it becomes a problem with Stoops in that he isn't changing his ways to do anything. Yes, I was just saying that uh Posse, like it is kind of smart on his end. Why would he walk away from this situation when he knows, like, okay, just fire me. I'm not gonna walk away. Like, I'm gonna keep doing this until you fire me, and and so you just give me my $37.7 million. The frustrating thing was the team just quit against their rival, and I feel like with some new resurgence, I feel like we won't see that. Vandy had 15 million in NIL. Where are you seeing this, King Kentucky? Because I'm pretty sure most things like that are pretty hidden now. Now you can get a low budget type of but people, they say they had a lower budget or a higher budget type of thing. Also, the players quit. Why would he want to practice? Why would they want to practice in the month they already got their money? Yeah, I completely agree. Like, when you got a coach that seems that is quitting and that just wants his money at this point, why? Why? You know what I mean? I understand. I understand. I'm trying to see if there's any other news here. Like it, I think he's probably gone. I think he's probably gone. Nothing I see right now. Nothing I see currently. But it does seem by all sources and the big source hasn't had any stability at quarterback and OC. We are forgetting what Kentucky football was before Mark Stoops. Man, his time has passed. His time has passed, King Kentucky. Yes, we know what it was, but he hasn't been able to. Yes, Summerall is official at Florida. Posse, yes, he is official at Florida. As I was saying earlier, for the coaching market, there's other guys. I promise there's as good of guys as Summerall and possible diamonds in the rough, maybe superstars. You could say the coaching carousel or the coaching job market is still really really good right now. I would not be worried about that, and us possibly getting a good head coach. Yeah, I mean that's on Stoops though for not having any stability at quarterback and OC. That's his fault. And we have to start. We have to. It is on him to get an OC that will work, get a quarterback that will work together, and he has not been able to do that consistently. That will come with. I agree. Stoops was good. He just doesn't want to be here. The results show it. Yeah, I agree. Um, we had 7 offensive coordinators and plays never change. The reason there's no stability at OC is because Stoops calls a play. Like, I agree. Like I feel there's been this narrative like he is going like he's gonna do it his way and he's not gonna change about it, and that is what has held him back because his unwillingness to change. Cohen was a snake. I agree. He was really really good here, but I don't know. There was something about him limiting Cohen's play calls. That's what I'm gonna say. What was Stoops doing before NIL? Pretty sure. I mean, he was before NIL. Turned guy here. Obviously, he lost. He lost early in his thing, but he was put in a bad situation. I've already said that. But his time, his court, he has ran his course, and I appreciate him for the ups that he has brought to us. I really do. As we see, it's just his inability to change and to get into this new NIL thing and be successful with it. Yeah, but King Kentucky, this isn't. This is in NIL. NIL isn't going away. Like that's not changing. So he's had what since when was that came out? 2021, 2022, I want to say. What was really the when it came out and had the biggest impact. So for the last 5 to 6 years, what has he done? What has he done? Be mediocre and then become really, really bad? What has he done since NIL? And that's really the big reason. He hasn't adapted. He hasn't adapted. That's right, King Kentucky, but we haven't had the wins. Yeah, he has. He has. Doing more with less. Stoops could be 7-5 if he wanted to. He's not interested anymore. Just collecting a check. Um, yes, with I'm just gonna sit here and say, I guarantee you, I can sit here and say, Vandy and Kentucky talent wise are about the same. What's the big difference? Vandy has 20 times better coaching than Stoops. 20 times better coaching. And I just feel like he's just ran his course. Like, if he doesn't, like, he's brought amazing moments to Kentucky. It's just, it really is just time for him to go and for us to bring in somebody different, a new face that can help us win football games now. Matt Jones also reported about, I think it's about 14 minutes ago. It's also worth noting that there is normally scheduled Board of Trustees meeting at tomorrow at UK. One would think that they have a decision by then. Okay, let me ask you this, King Kentucky. So, do you think we should keep him, King Kentucky, with how he has been playing? Oh, okay. Kevin the Bacon. I'm calling Kenny Dillingham. That's a name that I haven't heard with Kentucky. Okay, that's not terrible. I like it. 10 years as the macro coach, but King Kentucky. DW Phillips, sorry, missed your comment here. Calipari brought amazing times, but it was time for him to go. Yeah, he ran his course. It was time for him to go, and we got lucky. We got lucky with him leaving, so we didn't have to pay his buyout. We need NIL. You think we should keep him? Okay, well, I don't think. I mean, well, then go back to 2023. Let me go back here. We had a stacked roster in 2023. Let me say that. Devin Leary, Barry Brown, Ray Davis, Dane Key, Dion Walker, Trevin Wallace. I believe we had Maxwell Harrison, Carrington Valentine. Why didn't he do it with a stacked roster then when he had one of the best quarterbacks in the transfer portal then? Two of the top SEC wide receivers then. Why couldn't he do it then, King Kentucky? HD NW says Mullen, Brian Keller, offer choices. Don't do it. I would. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say they're awful choices. I personally wouldn't want them. Scangarella sucked, bro. Well, who hired Scangarello? Who hired Scangarello to come be the offense coordinator? Stoops is a defensive mind. That really doesn't matter. He still has to make those. He still has to make the right decisions to surround himself with a good staff, and he hasn't been able to do that. I think we need to get an offensive guy in here. So much jazz. Trying to see if there's any new peeling updates here. Anything new? We needed that pro style offense. But what I'm saying here is you talking about the NIL here, and he got that NIL in 2023, and he was able to get that in 2024, and had some pretty nice like from paper roster looking teams. Why wasn't he been able? Why wasn't he able to have success then? Brian Kelly killed a kid at Indy. Never forget. Yeah. So much just came out regarding Kelly and his treatment of other players. Terrible Mullen was getting beaten by Stoops in Mississippi State. I don't know, bro. I like Stoops. Some fairness, Lorenzo. These aren't all that bad. You're one of the few, man. You're one of the few. I'll give you respect for sticking with him, but you're one of the few for sure. I respect your opinion to stay with him. I was with Stoops until yesterday. That was the that culture is 100% gone. I love Stoops. We had to get a new coach. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Again, all respect to Stoops for bringing him up, but it just feels like he's putting us back to where we started. You know, he is putting us back to where we started. Um, but yeah, you know what's pretty funny? I just came across. I thought it'd be funny. 7-5 Duke is in the ACC championship. That is just crazy to me. That is just pretty crazy to me. One thing I just have. I hope y'all all right. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I just don't think he can get any worse than it can right now. I don't. I really don't think it can. And I think the support of the NIL and I think the support of the fans and the game day culture will be a lot better if there is a new fresh face in there that excites Kentucky. It's been bad since A&M. Yeah, I agree, Kevin the Bacon. I love you, BBN. Thank you, King Kentucky. As you said, all respect to Stoops when he's done. Hit a wall. No signs of fixing it. Fixing it means a warrant. Salary. Best to ties and start anew. I agree. It's a weird situation because I don't blame Stoops for wanting the money. This is Arm Barnhart. Yeah, this was just a stupid call. Like, Barnhart's done great things. Like Matt Jones said this, like, he's done great things, but the contracts of Calipari and Stoops are just terrible. And now we were able to get out of one, but this one puts us in a bind, and where Stoops would have already been gone, I think, halfway through the season if there was a more reasonable contract here. And that's definitely on him. I think Stoops would leave on his own if not for the money. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree, Posse. I agree. I agree, man. I'm trying to see if there's any more news here. Trying to see if there's anything new. I don't see anything so far. Somebody just made a good post here. I like this though. Mitch Barnhart should have waited. Should not have waited this long to have this conversation. It's crazy that Stoops beating a very bad Auburn and Florida team bought him another season. Um, bought him another season. It was any other SEC program. Stoops would have been fired weeks. Yeah, yep. Oh my goodness. I'm not getting anything new here. I'm not. I wish. Wish we would be able to get some more. We're going live here, but think this is gonna wrap. Stoops deserves to walk out on his own terms. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I I don't disagree there. Like, if I were him, why would I leave and miss out on the worst case scenario of you firing me and I get $37.7 million? Why would I do that? So yeah, I mean, we're gonna pay him his money. For Stoops to go, Mitch has to have his hands tied. He's the reason Stoops is still here, like Cal. He is faithful and doesn't want to fire anyone. Yeah, his loyalty is good, but it really does get to a point. Um, um, Barnhart will have his legacy stained for the contract. Stoops and Cal done well overall, but the fans will remember for the last few years and places and sad. But yeah, I agree. There is also a rumor or just something that Barnhart, this could be the end of Barnhart's career. Like he could be done, and maybe a new AD that would be coming in would have a little bit of a say in what is going on right now. Um, it's a spit in the face if we do fire him. I don't think so, man. I don't think so, King Kentucky. Stoops isn't here to win anymore. Yeah. The Kentucky Big Blue fan. Kentucky needs to get a new coach. Don't need $15 million to make a team. Yes, I agree. I agree. I think you have to have the coaching there. With that, I think you can do really, really good things. Again, look at Vandy, look at Indiana, look at those type of teams, what they are doing currently. But yeah, it's been a crazy day. I mean, the Lane Kiffin stuff, all of that happening. Um, Susan face right now. He literally kept being prepared at least. Yeah, yeah. I completely agree, Peanut Posse. I completely agree right there. Um, I also want to talk about this him saying zero chance that he's leaving. When he came out of that, just like kind of laughing and everything, and the lack of just not being ready in these types of games is just not good. It's hard to want to donate to the football NIL if Stoops is still there. They recognize this. Stoops got to go for it to progress. I agree. I think the NIL will honestly tick up a little bit with a new face in there, with somebody else in there. I think that would happen again, like I said, with somebody new in there, and then I think you get that energy back from the fans for at least for a while, unless it's just terrible. You get that back from the fans, and hopefully somebody that is. This is why I want a guy like Stein or Harline, a young guy that understands the new NIL era, can put together a really, really good team and have better coaching for us here to be successful in the SEC. And the expectations year to year really is 6 to 8 wins, 6 to 8, and you're doing pretty good at Kentucky. And then I think that what kind of happened with Stoops, which I hope it happens again for another head coach, possibly, is you get to those 6 to 8 wins consistently a couple years in a row, and then that expectation goes up to, okay, let's see if we can turn it up a notch, and let's see if we can get to 9 wins, and that's every now and then. But the season to season expectation is 6 to 8 wins. It's hard to want to do. Yeah, Will Stein will rejuvenate the fan base. Young coaches are relatable and thus successful. Yes, I completely agree. That's why I want him. He's an offensive minded guy. You're not. What is he? I don't know how old he is. I can see right now. 36. You're not. He's an OC right now. You don't become the OC at Oregon if you're not really, really good at what you do. Stoops trademark is being competitive versus elite teams, losing by 1 or 2 possessions. Now he's getting blown out by mediocre Louisville teams. Not a sign of a coach that has any culture. Yeah, yeah. And again, the culture has to be fixed. The culture has to be turned around here. It does. It does. But I appreciate you guys listening here to episode 95. I know this was a long one here, almost an hour. Yeah, 55 minutes. Uh, I appreciate all you guys in here, man. This was awesome. I would try to keep you guys updated. I would look one more time here to see if there's any new updates. I will. I don't know if I will be able to go live if there is something that happens tonight. I bet if I just tweet it. Let me see here. Matt Jones. So this guy always coach not to lose instead of win. That's the problem. You're at UK. Go for the UK. Go for broke. Be chaotic. Yeah, I completely agree. We got a guy. We need a guy that's just puts everything out there. Be really, really aggressive. That's something that we haven't had. Somebody tweeted out one sort of underrated storyline of the coaching carousel is that while Jimmy Sexton is still a power player, he reps fewer SEC head coaches than he used to a few years ago. After the Florida and Auburn hires, plus A&M and Mizzou being non-Sexton guys, maybe about to be one fewer, says Matt Jones in reply to that. Man. Something is going to happen. Something's going to happen tonight. Just couldn't tell you when in that time frame. But if it is not too late and something does happen tonight, I will jump back on here, guys. I will jump back on here. Or if it's tomorrow, I'll do it as soon as possible tomorrow. But I appreciate you guys tuning in here and listening for this one. It's episode 95 here. Nothing official yet. Make sure to keep your eyes peeled. I will try to keep you guys updated as soon as possible. If you guys want to go check us out on social media, TikTok, X, and Instagram, best way to do it right there to keep up with little small things and the big news. We'll try to be on here as soon as that comes out and whenever I get the chance. I appreciate you guys tuning in here, episode 95. Been very, very fun talking to you guys. We'll see you guys actually tomorrow, maybe even tonight. Go Cats.